is common for people to go ahead, come down here, get the bike voucher, and go back and do all this. But I see no need. Like, in yellow, you start off with Pikachu, so Misty is not an issue at all. In the original games, your starter was a little bit more important. As you can see, like, Pikachu obviously had issues with Brock because of the rock type. Well, if you picked Bulbasaur, he kind of had an easier time with the gyms because he would walk through the first two. Electric doesn't really affect grass that much. You pick Charmander, which is the most popular option. You did have issues because there's not a lot of Pokemon you can really catch. And you just have to train harder, all that fun stuff. Well, you would do alright. But what I love about this one, like I said before, is you get all 3 starters. But I do prefer blue over red. But I hope you enjoy. I've said this in the past few videos, but I've decided to bring it back up. If I heal, that's gonna make me watch me go all the way back to the Pokemon Center. I'm just gonna like pause my recorder, just do it and come back. And if I do any heavy grinding, I'm gonna do it off camera because it's not really that fun to watch. We just kind of walk around in circles and beat things over and over. But most battles, I want to try to do if it's within recording. Let's see, yep, there we go. There's my bicycle. It helps out a lot. You have to have a bike. There's one part of the game where you have a bike route. And it's pretty much essential. This is really neat in my opinion because in the anime, Ash gets a Bulbasaur from the same lady who takes care of them, except for she's on this different route because the anime does what it wants, basically. And that's one reason I left the spot open. I am gonna have to level up him and Charmander. It's just I haven't had the right timing. So I'm definitely gonna grind before I go to the Diglett. So that's what I'm honestly probably about to go do. And when I do, I will show you stats and all that fun stuff of anything. So you will know exactly where I'm at. You can teach Bulbasaur cut, or you can teach Charmander cut. But I kind of don't like teaching like Pokemon I want to use as major fighters. Like HMs that much. When I was a kid, I obviously didn't care as much. But it's sort of like, I kind of like having the Pokemon that's just kind of there. Maybe HM buffer, but at the same time, I don't like to make them learn all of them. So I'm probably going to teach it to either Nidorino or Nidorina. I hadn't decided yet. I'm going to grind first and then kind of just decide. One thing to keep in mind though is I do have a Moonstone, which can be used to evolve Nidorino to Nidoking, or Nidorina into Nidoqueen. But if I do this, they can't learn any moves unless I teach them TMs or HMs, and that's how most stone evolutions are, except for like the Eevee evolution. So it's not really recommended until you want to go ahead and level them up, until you don't either care about their moveset anymore, or until they stop learning moves. And I honestly think it's rather dumb that they do it this way. But I mean, I'm not the one who makes the games or anything. Like, it just is what it is. If you do trade, it doesn't matter when you trade, because then they learn the same moveset. But I guess it's just because they figured you have to go to somebody else. I'm not sure. Sorry this intro was so long, but I hope you enjoyed the recording. And see you soon.